General Khazar had often heard unsettling stories about human combativeness, seemingly tall tales spun by other races rattled by mere encounters. However, as he surveyed the charred landscapes of Helion Prime, reality struck a brutal clarity. The Low Rock Coalition, an alliance of 12 peaceful species, had pleaded for assistance amid the devastation wrought by the Dada Warband, a group known for their ruthless pillaging. No civilization had ever managed to resist their ferocity, except for the humans. Interrupting Khazar's contemplations, a jittery aide approached, his antennae quivering with anxiety. "General," he began, "the human forces have arrived." With a slow turn, Khazar faced him. "How many are present?" "Only one vessel," replied the aide. Skeptical, Khazar questioned, "A single vessel against an entire horde?" The aide affirmed with a nod. "They've dispatched the Hammerfall, a specialized unit." Khazar's concern intensified. Responding to the coalition's distress signal with such stark assurance, the humans now made their presence felt as their ship landed, shaking the ground. The Hammerfall, a dark, angular craft buzzing with latent power, touched down. As its ramp thudded onto the terrain, clouds of smoke and debris rose, briefly hiding its occupants. Then, emerging from the haze, 8 armored figures appeared. They wore suits resembling mobile bunkers and carried weapons larger than any seen in the coalition's arsenal. The squad leader, eyeing the surroundings, fixed his gaze on Khazar. "You requested assistance," he stated. Tensing, Khazar replied, "Indeed, the Dada." He was promptly cut off by a raised hand from the human. "We're aware. Show us where to engage." Hesitating only momentarily, Khazar pointed towards the devastated cityscape. "They've entrenched themselves in the city. Their forces number in the thousands. It's impossible for just—" "We didn't come to discuss terms," interrupted the human. "Lead us to the conflict." The humans then strode off, leaving behind a silent and stunned Khazar. As they marched towards the conflict zone, the air hung heavy with ash and the horizon glowed with the orange of relentless fires. "Enemies to your right," one human communicated through their radio. "Acknowledged," confirmed the leader. One of the squad aimed his formidable cannon, which emitted a threatening glow, and released a shot. The energy beam sliced through the air, obliterating a Zada fortification and turning it into flowing lava. Piercing cries of the aliens filled the air. As the Zada, gigantic beings armored in bone and wielding cruel weapons, emerged in rage, the humans calmly engaged. The ensuing battle was a spectacle of havoc. The human arsenal devastated the Zada ranks, with explosions tearing through the urban remnants and alien viscera staining the debris. When a massive Zada lunged forward, one human countered with a glowing energy blade. Dodging the attack with agility, he sliced through the alien with precise lethality. "Advance," the leader commanded as they continued their relentless progression, dismantling the faltering Zada forces with systematic efficiency. The once dominant alien warlords were now visibly crumbling under the unyielding human onslaught. General Khazar, well-versed in the ominous reputations humans carried, initially dismissed them as mere hyperbole spun by other unnerved species. Yet, as he observed the devastated expanse of Helion Prime, the stark truth became undeniably clear. The peaceful alliance of the Low Rock Coalition, encompassing 12 species, desperately sought help to counter the havoc wreaked by the marauding Dada Warband, infamous for their merciless destruction. Amid Khazar's deep reflections, a visibly unsettled aide approached, his antennae shaking with tension. "General," he began cautiously, "the humans have arrived." Khazar turned methodically to face him. "What is their strength?" he inquired. "Just one craft," the aide responded. "A lone craft to confront a multitude?" Khazar questioned, skepticism evident in his tone. The aide confirmed, "Yes, they sent the Hammerfall, a tactical squad." This information heightened Khazar's anxiety. The humans had responded to the coalition's call with unnerving certainty, their arrival marked by the quake of their landing. The Hammerfall, a formidable, sleek vessel vibrating with contained force, made landfall. As its ramp struck the ground, a veil of smoke obscured its occupants momentarily. When it cleared, 8 figures in formidable armor emerged, each armed with weaponry surpassing any coalition armaments. The team leader, surveying the area, locked eyes with Khazar. "Assistance was requested," he declared. Khazar tensed, beginning to explain the Dada, but was swiftly interrupted by a stern hand gesture from the human. "We know the situation. Direct us to the battlefield," the human demanded. With slight reluctance, Khazar gestured towards the ravaged city. "They have fortified the urban center, amassing thousands. It seems insurmountable for merely, we are not here to deliberate," the human interjected. "Lead the way to the battle." With that, the humans advanced, leaving behind an astonished Khazar. They moved towards the city, under skies tainted orange by relentless flames. "Contact on your right," announced one human through the communication system. system. Confirmed, the leader acknowledged. A squad member then activated his powerful cannon, its glow menacing. He discharged a beam that cut across the atmosphere, annihilating a Zata stronghold and melting it down. The agonized howls of aliens followed. As the towering, bone-armored Zata charged with barbaric weapons, the humans engaged without hesitation. The ensuing conflict was a brutal display of destruction. Human firepower obliterated the Zata forces, with explosions shredding the urban landscape and alien blood darkening the rubble. When a formidable Zata made a vicious lunge, a human countered, his blade aglow with vibrant energy. With nimble evasion, he cleaved through the attacker in a clean, decisive stroke. "Move forward," commanded the leader as they continued their relentless push, methodically dismantling the weakening Zata ranks. The once formidable alien warlords were now clearly disintegrating under the relentless assault of the humans. "Contact, 30 meters," came the voice over the communications system. "Hold until my signal," responded the leader as they inched forward, weapons poised, tracking the rustling ahead. The Dada were visible through the trees, grouped together, gripping their weapons in a mix of fear and readiness, constantly glancing back as though expecting the humans to emerge at any moment. Now, the leader commanded sharply. The humans unleashed a barrage, their guns lighting up the shadowy forest. The Dada broke formation, their roars mingling with terror and rage. Amid the chaos, a human hurled a grenade into the thick of the aliens. The ensuing blast sent bodies hurtling through the air, and the ensuing cries were abruptly silenced. Out of the smoke charged a Dada, slashing wildly. One of the humans confronted it, seizing the alien's arm and smoothly driving a blade into its throat. "Eliminate them," the leader directed. Methodically, the humans pursued the fleeing survivors, showing neither mercy nor hesitation. From a safe distance, Khazar and his officers observed, their sentiments a mix of awe and dread. "General," one officer voiced tremulously, "they are annihilating them." Khazar nodded gravely. "This is what we requested." The officer swallowed, troubled. "At what cost?" When the humans concluded, the forest fell eerily silent, the soil now saturated with alien blood. The leader surveyed the aftermath, his weapons still primed. "Search thoroughly. Ensure no survivors," he ordered. His team fanned out, vigilant for any stragglers. A human spotted a wounded Zata attempting to crawl away and promptly ended its struggle with a single shot. "All clear," called out another human. The leader gave a nod. "Regroup." As the humans made their way back to their vessel, Khazar approached them cautiously, his gaze avoiding the strewn corpses. "You've achieved more than we dared hope," he managed to articulate. The leader paused, surveying his team and then fixing his eyes on Khazar. "The warband is dispersed. For now," he acknowledged. Khazar's expression clouded. "For now, they will regroup," the humans stated with certainty. "They always do." With heavy steps, the humans boarded the Hammerfall. Khazar and his officer watched in silence as the ship's engines ignited, lifting it into the cloud-strewn sky. "General," his officer queried softly, "do you think they'll return?" Khazar's gaze lingered on the ascending ship. "If they do," he finally responded, "let's hope the humans remain our allies." Above Helion Prime, the Hammerfall maintained a vigilant orbit, a formidable presence against the stellar expanse. Inside, the crew of 8 convened in the briefing room, their armor marked with remnants of the battle. The atmosphere was charged, not with exhaustion but with the gravity of their ongoing mission. Captain Elias, standing at the forefront, helmet aside, addressed his men with a solemn demeanor that spoke of numerous conflicts endured. "The mission continues," he declared. "Intelligence suggests that the Dada warband had support, likely from a more formidable ally." Corporal Vance leaned in, his brow furrowed. "The coalition mentioned nothing about allies. Think they're withholding info?" Elias shook his head dismissively. "Irrelevant. Our purpose isn't to trust. It's to ensure the threat is completely neutralized." The room sank into a heavy silence, each man processing the implications. The mission was far from over, and their resolve would be tested yet again. On Helion Prime's surface, General Khazar and his officers surveyed the aftermath. The city lay in ruins, yet the Dada threat was momentarily quelled. Khazar attempted to reassure himself that it was sufficient. An officer approached him with urgency, holding out a datapad. "General, you need to see this," he said. Khazar examined the screen, his expression darkening. The data revealed intercepted communications. The Dada had been in touch with another group, evidently marshaling forces from deep space. "Who are they?" Khazar inquired, his voice tense. "We're not sure," the officer confessed, "but they're mobilizing." Meanwhile, aboard the Hammerfall, Captain Elias and his squad were gearing up for another deployment. They had analyzed the intercepted communications and identified their origin, a moon circling a distant gas giant just beyond coalition borders. Full loadout, Elias commanded. This isn't a cleanup job anymore. We're heading into war. His men prepared diligently, double-checking their weapons and securing explosives. Elias activated the communication system. Control, this is Hammerfall. We've got the coordinates. Moving out. The ship's engines roared to life, and they set course for the desolate moon. The moon itself was a barren wasteland, its landscape a jagged expanse of rocks and ash. As the Hammerfall descended, sensors scanned for signs of life. Thermals show structures, underground, half a kilometer east, reported Corporal Vance. Elias responded, set us down quietly. The landing was stealthy, the ship's systems minimizing noise as they touched down. The squad disembarked, their weapons ready. Move out, Elias instructed, his tone calm but authoritative. They navigated the desolate terrain until the entrance to the underground facility was in sight, a massive steel door flanked by two formidable alien guards. Targets, whispered Vance. Take them, replied Elias. Two silenced shots later, the guards were down. The team quickly placed charges on the door. Breaching, announced one soldier. The explosion tore through the silence, and they stormed inside. The facility was a dimly lit labyrinth of corridors, reeking of decay. They moved swiftly, their alertness never waning. Contacts ahead, Vance signaled as shadowy figures emerged. The aliens fired energy weapons, sparking against the corridor walls. The humans returned fire, Elias leading the onslaught. Despite their ferocity, the aliens were outmatched by the humans' superior tactics and firepower. Control rooms ahead, Vance noted, checking his scanner. Stack up, ordered Elias. The team prepared at the door, weapons primed for entry. Breach, commanded Elias. The door blew inwards, and they surged into the control room. Inside, aliens scrambled ineffectively as the team executed a swift and deadly takedown. Clear, one soldier confirmed. Elias approached the main console, scanning the data quickly. His face hardened. Captain, Vance inquired. Elias faced his team, his voice grave. This isn't just a warband. It's an invasion force. Back on Helion Prime, Khazar received the alarming update from Elias. The visuals were chilling. Massive assemblies of Dada, accompanied by advanced war machinery, readying for an all-out assault. They're gearing up for a full-scale attack on your planet, Elias communicated. Khazar and his aide, Tenny, exchanged a glance, a mix of fear and resolve passing between them. What can we do? Tenny asked. Nothing, Elias replied sharply. We'll handle it. Without hesitation, Elias and his team planted explosives throughout the underground facility, ensuring its total destruction. Time to blow this place, Vance declared, setting the last charge. Elias ordered, everyone, back to the ship. They retreated as alien reinforcements swarmed the facility. Fighting their way out, they reached the Hammerfall amidst a fierce battle. Detonate, Elias commanded once they were aboard. The charges exploded, obliterating the facility in a massive fireball that lit up the moon's surface. Khazar watched from Helion Prime as the inferno marked the end of the Dada invasion force. Invasion neutralized. Mission complete, the Hammerfall broadcasted before leaving orbit. Khazar stared into the now quiet sky, pondering the future. The Dada were just one of many threats, but for now, Helion Prime was safe thanks to the formidable prowess of the humans, the galaxy's most fearsome warriors.